So made it downstairs to the breakfast portion of the bed and breakfast. It's a lot more similar to the hostel, but it's still probably better than the hostel was. Of course, we've got our very fancy coffee machine, which I'll definitely be tearing up here in a little bit. And then we've got a bit of a spread. So an Italian typical breakfast is like some sort of like sweet pastry, coffee. That's kind of it. I've definitely been doing the whole American breakfast with eggs and bacon and everything. But traditionally it's just some sweet pastries, maybe some fruit, and coffee. And that's the typical breakfast. But this place is really nice, really cool. It's called L'Hacienda. Yeah, definitely excited to get some breakfast in my system, coffee in my system. Caffeine is what I need first and foremost to get this day started. And then we're gonna hit Florence and try to get some really good footage for you guys. So I'm super excited. Alright, so I've had a nice proper breakfast. Got every location kind of mapped out a little bit. Now it's time to see the city, and we're gonna go and try to check out the Accademia Gallery first. Unfortunately, since it's Monday, most museums are gonna be closed today, and so we're just gonna go and try to see as much as we can. Well, unfortunately, the Accademia Galleria is closed today, and so that means that I probably won't get to see the statue of David, which is pretty unfortunate because it's kind of like one of the main things that I wanted to see. However, they're gonna be opened up tomorrow, and so that means if I can get in if I can get an early start, I may just run over just to get pictures and footage of it, and then pack up and roll out and then head to Rome tomorrow. However, there is still a ton of stuff to see. I have about 6 or 7 or 8 things to pick out, and so even though I didn't get to see one of them, there's still a lot more to see, and honestly it's probably going to make for much better footage. I'm going to go see some gardens, and just wait, I've got a lot coming for today. Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful out today as well. I thought it was going to be a little colder and raining, but it turns out it is not cold or raining. I mean, I guess it's a little chilly, but it's not cold. It's really kind of comfortable, especially with all my layers. I'm a little warm. But here's a beautiful, beautiful. This is San Marcos Piazza that I'm in, or St. Marcos Square, and this is the Museum of San Marco behind me. I assume it was some sort of church before. It's usually what all these big fancy buildings are, and they do seem to be open. However, St. Marco, I've already seen a lot of things associated with him. He has. So now we are going to head towards the Biblio Garden. So we have a massive crowd trying to get into the Duomo here behind me. But I can get some actual good footage of how amazing this place is. It was really dark and hard to see everything from last night. So this is the Duomo Piazza. We're just going to be walking through. We'll probably get more footage from in here as the day goes on. I like to go to the furthest point away as possible, as far as away from my hotel, and then loop back around that way. Just, I feel like that makes the most sense. And so we're heading across the bridge, a world famous bridge, should be really beautiful. And then one of the best ways to see Florence is from atop these garden terraces, apparently. The only place that kind of better is on top of the Duomo behind me, but that line looked ridiculous. And I'm not here to stand in line. I'm here to come and look at some stuff. So hopefully you guys can forgive me for that. I cannot wait to show you how immaculate these gardens are. I'm going to Pidi's Palace, which should be beautiful. One thing about Florence, definitely the most people, 100%. Milan was an entire metropolitan city, so I kind of figured like I'd see the most people there. Apparently Florence is much more of a tourist place than Milan. And then I guess not very many tourists wanted to go to Venice because like winter time, I guess, and you don't want to go on the water when it's cold. But they missed out. So far I think Venice was my favorite place. But we'll pick up either at the gardens. Actually, we'll probably pick up at the bridge. Let's get to cross that first. Unless we see something cool along the way, then I'll definitely show you guys. One cool thing is, I mean, it's shops, and shops, which is so cool. You would think it was kind of an American thing. No. I mean, every single place is a nice little, some sort of shop, some sort of boutique, something that has some sort of, has all sorts of stuff. Yeah, no, this place is absolutely beautiful. It's a lot easier to get around in Florence than it was in Venice. I think it might be a little easier to get around Florence than it was to get around in Milan, honestly. Just because it seems like there's a lot more foot traffic, there's a lot more driving in Milan. There's still plenty of driving here, but definitely more cobblestone streets just for pedestrians walking around. Well, the one thing that I keep learning is how dumb I am. So, Statue of David, not in the Galleria Museum like I thought it was. I was also planning on coming to this Marcos Piazza, which actually has the Statue of David right out front. I thought it was somewhere that you could just walk up to and not in the middle of a museum. But then whenever I asked, the lady was like, nope, it's in the museum. Can't go in, it's closed today. So I was just like, oh, darn. But turns out the Statue of David is right there. We're gonna go and get some better footage of it. We've got a whole bunch of beautiful places. This is Uffizi Palace. We've got all sorts of history here. It's so nice. Try to get a sneak peek and go as far as I can without having to change the museum here. Just look at this. Got some nice reindeer. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I'll show you guys where we're going to be heading to. So I don't know if you can see, but that is where we're going to be heading. That's where the gardens are in just a moment. I completely take back about what I said about Florence or about Florence being a little underwhelming when I first got off of the train. Oh, I was wrong, brother, sister, cuzzo, I was wrong. It is beautiful. Once you kind of get out of the downtown area, it kind of opens up a bit, and the countryside that we're about to head to looks amazing. I got some really good pictures of all the different statues of just, I guess, famous Italians from Florence. Everyone from Da Vinci to Amerigo Vespucci to Machiavelli and Donatello. Super cool statue. And all these guys are from Florence as well. So, you know, there must be some correlation with awesome people and from towns or cities from Florence. Some sort of correlation there. Yeah. So finally made it over to the Pitti Palace, and it is pretty immaculate. Oh, super easy to almost get run over. That is one thing. You just kind of walk in the street and cars just gonna drive by. This place is massive. Holy cow. I'm going to try and locate I believe this is the back side of the palace. I'm going to try to get the front side here in just a moment. I'm just going to kind of take my time and walk around. Now that I think about it, probably going to grab a little lunch and a little coffee before I actually make it to the gardens, because one thing that has happened on this trip is brain function is going down and down and down and down. Spirits continue to go up, but brain function continues to go down. A mix of just constant, I guess a mix of walking so much and not being able to fully see what I mean? Can't even talk right now. Absolutely, brain function is at an all-time low, which honestly is a good thing for me. I am loving Florence, and hopefully I can find some more good stuff to show you guys. So I made it to Puerto Romana, which I think is just another word for some sort of traffic square. I just wanted to show, look how massive these wooden doors are. I guess this used to be the main entryway into the city, or one of the main entryways. I mean, these doors are absolutely massive. They're made out of wood. Giant planks of wood have been like reinforced with metal bearings. Super cool. And then this is the actual circle. Still trying to find our way into the garden, and I think I just found it on accident. Let's go. Unfortunately, since it's Monday, it appears that all, I guess not all, but most museums and attractions are closed today. It also means all the gates into the garden are closed, I think. The two that I've gone in through or gone up to have been closed and locked. That being said, you know, I'm pretty good at hopping a fence or two, so if I can see like a easy point of entrance and an easy point of exit, we hop in, hop out, boop, get some footage, you know, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. That being said, we're heading to a large fort that I think is technically within the grounds of the garden, but it seems that it may be accessible. And so we're gonna try that first and foremost. And, you know, maybe if we can get into the castle, we can get into the rest of the grounds of the garden. I'm not really sure. Hopefully we can at least make it into the fort, though. So, fingers crossed for that. So, in my quest to make it to the fort and potentially into the garden, I went down this little, you know, this little just side alleyway. I mean, it shows it on Google Maps, and so it's like, oh, you know, that means I can go down it, right? It was some lady's private property. She came out and yelled at me for a little bit. I really wish I could have gotten that on camera. She was like, hey, what are you doing? She did the, hey, what are you doing? Hey, it was really kind of funny. I felt bad afterwards. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go onto your private property, miss. I'm a stupid American and got lost. But I have made it to the fort, and I'm gonna see if I can go inside the fort or not. It still seems like everything's closed, but maybe the grounds are just open where I can walk around on the inside. So let's see what we can find. So it worked. I found this let's see the actual name of it, Villa Bardini. So it's two museums with several Galileo pieces in there. I might have just, you know, the guy was on the phone at the ticket office and the door was right there, so I was like, yep, you know, don't mind me, let me just walk on through real quick because this place is very expensive. And I was like, what? Man, I don't want to do that. Just put around there, you know, beep, and I just popped in. That's what I did. Oh well. Hopefully they don't watch these videos. But even if they did, I mean, oh well, I guess. But look at this view from up here. Hopefully you can, oh, it's so bright. It may be too bright. There we go. I'm definitely glad that I decided to jump in. I think I'm now on the grounds of the garden, and I'm going to walk around for a bit and just kind of look at everything. And it's really beautiful, and that is the best part about all of this. I mean, Mississippi is beautiful in the sense that, like, you know, I guess, like, we've got trees, which are nice, and then, you know, it's quaint, I guess, but it's not on the same level of beauty. I don't know anywhere in Mississippi that is even close to as beautiful as this place is. Let's see, we got a little coffee house this way. Absolutely beautiful, perfect. Oh wow. The views from up here are astounding. Oh, I just wish people could see this alongside with me. I mean, you guys, yeah. So we're just gonna keep following this garden around until there's another garden at the end of this, I believe, and that is where we're trying to make it to. Oh wow, yeah, this is a view and a half. Hold on, let me get situated a bit. Sorry for it being so windy. Hopefully that's not messing with the audio too much. I'm sure it is. Oh well, but check this out. Hopefully you're able to see most of that. I mean, this place is beautiful. I mean, look at this. Absolutely look at this. I'm so glad I decided to jump in here. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Florence is beautiful. Let's see what we can read from the sign. We can go left. Let's see. Okay, so we want to go right to the garden center. Hopefully this is the correct way. I'll pick back up on once we make it to the next cool little spot. I am loving this. I mean, it's completely surrounded by these giant castle walls everywhere. So I mean, like, there's no I say there's no invading in, but I mean, yeah, I might have done it. So the walls didn't stop me. Okay, it doesn't look like we can go this way. It says work in progress. So we're gonna head back down, and I'll see you in a minute. I guess one part of doing this is, so that's supposed to be the exit right through there, and it's completely locked. So I don't know how to get out without going past the people that I snuck in by. So, yep. Get yourself into a little pickle. Well, you know, you're gonna have to get yourself out of one, you know, so, let's see, hopefully all goes according to plan and we can just dodge right out. But I do have a long way to walk back, and it does put me significantly further away from where I'm trying to get to, by going to the front entrance, because I thought I could walk through. Ended up next to Michelangelo's Piazza and next to the Rose Gardens. But oh well, I mean, I'm not in any kind of rush. However, I am out of shape. And so, this walk, if anything, just gonna tire me out a little bit. But that's a good thing, I guess. So, yep, security definitely just came, found me walking around down there, and they're like, yo, dog, you know this is closed. They were so mad. Oh my goodness, they were mad. So now I'm going to try to run away from this place as fast as possible, because apparently it's just open for a conference. They're like, are you part of the conference? And I was like, mm-hmm. Of course I am. Why else would I be here? And they're like, oh, well, the garden's closed. And I was like, oh, well, let me leave. I'm sorry. That was hilarious. All right, now I feel safe enough, far enough away where they're not gonna bother me. So I sneak in, right? So I see that the door is open to get into, I gotta look up the name of the actual garden so I'll post it or something in the comment or in the description. But so I see the door is open, and so I walk in. The dude was on the phone talking to people in front of him, and so, you know, I was just like, let me just walk right in past everybody. So I just went straight in. So they have a conference going on. I don't have a clue what kind of conference. I thought something was up when I walk into the museum, and they've got like food platters, they've got like soda water, they've got all sorts of stuff just like set out in this like main area, and then it's like exhibits all around. So I do a little walkabout through the exhibits, and then you know, to make sure I look like I belong, and then I just kind of went out the door into the garden, and I walk around the whole garden, and I take pictures. I get to the exit, and it's locked. And I was like, oh, crap. So it turns out the garden is completely closed. Like, completely closed. You're not allowed to go into the garden at all. And the lady, the security guard, comes up to me, and is just like, where are you going? It's exit. You have to get, you're not allowed in here. So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't speak, you know, please help me. I'm really dumb. And so she's like, come with me. And so I follow her. And she takes me to the exit, and they're like, you wait here. And I was like, why? They're like, are you part of the conference? Of course I'm a part of the conference. What do you mean? They're like, oh, okay. Well, how did you get into the garden? And I was like, I just went up into the exhibits and then went out the door. And they were like, oh, well, we were going to have to call the Polizia. And I was just like, oh God, thank you, Jesus. I was just trying to take pictures. Oh my goodness. And so I immediately was just like, gotta go get coffee. I'm out of here. I don't know what you want from me. See you later. Don't call the police, please. Oh my goodness. And so I dipped, and now I've made it far enough away that I think it's fine. But that was hilarious. And that's now twice I've gotten in trouble for trespassing in Florence. So be careful if you ever come to Florence on a Monday. Everything is closed. That was hilarious. had me a nice little espresso, feeling a lot better. Hot beverage, caffeine, boom. Also at the little, just little street cafe thing, got this thing. I think it's like some sort of sweet pastry with cheese or cream, some sort of cream or cheese, cream cheese on the inside. And then I also got, I don't feel like it now, a prosciutto sandwich as well, just like a little sandwich. I've been a huge fan of all the meats and cheeses that I've had here, and so I'm gonna smash this and then head back to like downtown center of Florence and try to get located and trying to figure out what I want to do for dinner. That's pretty much the game plan now. I kind of seen all the attractions that I want to see, and so maybe I can just kind of wander up on, I'm just going to start wandering around downtown a little closer to my apartment or my bed and breakfast, because I don't want to be 6 miles away from my B&B when it gets dark and it gets cold. I want to be able to be close so I can instantly just kind of jump in if I want to or need to, because I think I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight, try to get a rest day in, because I don't want to miss any time in Rome, and that's where I'm headed next. And since I don't want to miss any time there, I think I'm going to just play it very chill, very easy tonight. Maybe do a little nightlife stuff until 8 or 9 o'clock max, but then try to turn in pretty early. Yeah, I'll probably do maybe one more update with dinner, and then if I run into something just really cool downtown, I'll probably include that along in this little bit. But I'm super excited for Rome tomorrow. Florence was great, but I do think I liked Milan and Venice a little better than Florence. I don't know why. I don't know. It just seemed, I don't know. This seems a little more, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be the case that kind of as I head further south into Italy, it's going to be more and more Italian, and so they take less and less kindly to Americans like me. But I'll see. We'll see what we can get into. So I didn't expect to run into anything, but I found another little Christmas market, and I figured I'd do a little walkthrough of it. And plus, it's right in front of this beautiful church that I was gonna get a picture of anyway. I probably should have waited 2 minutes to get food. But oh well, I mean, I can always just eat again, right? There's no such thing as too much eating or overeating while in Italy, right? When in Florence, do with the Piazza. I'm trying to get up to the church. I can take it. The market is pretty sweet. Once again, to my gypsy out there, you would love the treasures and wares that they have here available. Okay. Now here's the church. Definitely know where I'm going to come for dinner. They've got all sorts of things here. I'm going to come back to the square in a couple of hours. It closes at 22, which is like 10 o'clock. So as long as I'm back around, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I should be able to get some nice dinner. They've got a lot more diversity of food here. It's not just like, this isn't exactly like Florence cuisine. They've got German food, they've got Polish food, they've got Austrian food, they've got Turkish food. I mean, they have gummy bears. They've got everything. So I'm probably gonna come back here for dinner. I'm gonna go back to the room, warm up for a bit, do some video stuff, but then I'll come back here for dinner because this place is super cool and honestly pretty cheap. There's a stand over here that has a Polish style spare ribs, and that's probably what I'm gonna do for dinner. That sounds so good. I have not had ribs in so long. It's calling my name. I know it's not exactly Florence, but it sounded really good. It smelled really good, and it looked really good. Definitely gonna come back and check this out in a little bit. And I might get some little trinkets or something while I'm here as well. So, I'll see you around dinner time. One thing I haven't shown is the elevator. It's pretty cool. I know, I guess it's just an elevator. But you have to use your keys to get in, and then you push your way through. You gotta make sure you close the door behind you. And then bam. And you can have it. I don't know why, I just thought it was kind of neat. Oh, so we'll go down one more floor. So yeah, another interesting thing. So in America, the second floor would be, you know, you walk in, you go up the stairs, you're on the second floor. But the way it works here is that's the ground floor. You go up a level, that's the first floor. And after that, that's the second floor. And the doors lock as it's going, and I don't know why, I just thought the elevator experience was worth sharing. But I have my coffee and I'm about to walk around for a bit, and I am dressed up. Yeah, no, way too many layers, but I'd rather be too hot than too cold. Let's see what we can get to. I finally made it back to the Christmas market for dinner, and I am so happy. It's not exactly Florence food. It's very German, I think. I forget the actual country of origin, but I got some ribs with sauerkraut on a big bun with a Scottish wee heavy to pair along with it. I am so excited. I'm about to absolutely destroy this before it gets cold. After I do this, I'm probably going to call it a night, but we'll see. Who knows? I usually just kind of wander around, and usually something kind of pops up, so who knows what's going to come up next. So after having a great set of ribs and sauerkraut for dinner, I of course have to top it off with some dessert. Check this bad boy out. Some caramel crepes or Vesicin pancakes. I am excited to tear this up. I'm gonna smash this, and then I think I'm gonna call it for the night. I know it's a little early, but it's another travel day tomorrow. And honestly, I'm pretty tuckered out after walking all around Florence today. So I'll probably see you back in the room with a brief recap of the day, and then a little forward thinking for tomorrow. I'll see you in a little bit. I'm officially back in the room. Had a great dinner, great lunch, and great breakfast. Had a good coffee. Everything was really good. Florence was a great surprise. Very much enjoyed it. At first, I was pretty skeptical of Florence, but it has fully astounded me, and it has been absolutely impeccable, absolutely amazing. One thing that you might have noticed is I didn't actually get to go into a lot of places. Apparently, like Mondays, museums in Italy closed, so everything that I kind of had planned going to was closed, so I had to kind of like navigate my way around and find different kind of avenues of enjoying myself, which was not very hard, honestly.
there was still so much to see in Florence. It was so nice and so beautiful. The people are a little less receptive to being American from the other country, from the other cities. I guess maybe it's like slightly less American touristy. I don't know. There seemed to be an absolute kind of terrorist, yes, of tourists. But yeah, I'm in the room for tonight. I got my train booked to Rome tomorrow. I'll probably be getting in Rome a little after 5 o'clock, I think. Luckily, it's just a one-shot train. I don't have to have a bunch of different interchanges or changing of trains, which was nice. But Rome should be a lot of fun. I'll be staying in a hostel again, so we get to meet a bunch of new wacky and zany characters. Loved the first hostel that I had, Ostello Bello. Definitely would recommend staying there. Shout out to Omri, Renan, and Stefano, Gabby, Maya. You guys are great. I'll actually be hopefully linking up with some of you guys in Rome. That'd be super cool. Yeah, I'm pretty well beat. I'm gonna kind of just pack up the rest of my stuff, which I have just kind of thrown about everywhere. Make sure that the Venice full day video is uploaded, which it says it's fully uploaded. We're just in the middle of just processing. I don't really know what that means. But yeah, no, this has been a great trip so far, and I hope it continues. But I guess that's all I'm going to be getting into tonight. I got a bunch of good pictures, some really good video. Getting in trouble twice for trespassing was very interesting. Yeah, it's been a great time, you guys, and I hope you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out there, and I will see you tomorrow.